Okay, I am going to ask you some questions about yourself. So let's talk about your name. Does your name have any special meaning?
Actually, my name comes from the Bible, and I think it does have some meaning, but I'm actually not sure what the meaning is. But I think my parents just named me that name because they liked the sound of it.
Okay. And are there any traditions about naming babies in your country?
These days, I don't think there's really any traditions. Maybe in the past, I think people used to name their first son, you know, after the father or after the grandfather. But these days, I think parents just name their children with whatever name they like.
Okay, let's talk about advertisements. Why are there so many advertisements nowadays?
Well, I guess, you know, there's so many businesses competing with each other these days, and all the businesses are trying to increase their sales and boost their profits. So I guess advertising is one way for them to achieve this.
Okay. And do you think advertisements are important?
Well, I don't think they're not really important to me, but I guess to companies who are trying to sell their product, I guess it can be important for in that situation.
Okay. I'm going to give you a topic, and I want you to talk about that topic for 1 or 2 minutes. Before you talk, you have 1 minute to prepare. You can write out a few keywords to help you think about what you're going to say. Okay? So here's the piece of paper for you to take note, and also here's the pencil. And I want you to describe an important event that you celebrated.
Okay.
Okay, that's 1 minute. Are you ready to begin?
Yes. Okay, so the special occasion that I'm going to tell you about, that I celebrated, was my father's 70th birthday. And actually it was last year, and I was living in Vietnam, so I had to fly back to Australia to celebrate this occasion. And it took place at my father's house. All my father's family and a lot of his close friends came around for a big lunch, and we all just hung out there all afternoon chatting and celebrating. And I guess this occasion was important for a number of reasons. You know, my father has suffered from a few serious health issues in the past few years. I think about 10 years ago he had some heart surgery, and also last year he was diagnosed with cancer. But he has gotten through all of that now, and I think he's in good shape. But nevertheless, all of his family, you know, thought it was an important milestone to celebrate, reaching 70. And I think, you know, everybody was really happy to celebrate this day. And my father has 6 children, but unfortunately only 4 of his children were able to make it. But he was very happy that his children were there. And you know, throughout his life he's made, you know, a number of good friends who were all able to come as well. And you know, I think my father, even though he's not very keen on getting older, like most people, but especially since he's in his 70s. But you know, I think he had a really good time that day, and he was very grateful that everyone was able to come there to celebrate his birthday. So that's it.
Okay. So you have been talking about your father's birthday, which is a very important event. I just want to ask you a few more questions about that topic. So do you like planning for an important meeting or activity?
I guess not really. You know, planning and organizing important meetings or important occasions, that's not really my kind of thing. You know, I think especially if it's an important event or an important activity, you know, it has to be planned very well, and you know, everything has to be perfect. So I think the planning of those kinds of events is better left to people who enjoy that kind of thing.
Okay. And what events do people in your country like to celebrate?
Well, people in my country like to celebrate just about anything, actually. But I think the main things that people celebrate is Christmas and Easter, and also some public holidays, and also things like birthdays, important birthdays like when you turn 18 or when you turn 30 or 40 or 50. These are also important events that people celebrate.
Okay. Thank you. That is the end of the speaking test.
Thank you.